You don't do a lot of trash talk on social media, AJ, but were you tempted after Wilder lost to kind of respond in the same way he responded when you lost your titles?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I went into my drawer, pulled out my long list of things to say. I've got a lot of things I can say about Mark, but you don't knock a man when he's down. Also, and that was at the top of the list. So I have to stand by those principles. But for sure, I think me and Wilder, as I say, I come from a different crop. He's what we call. It begins with a B and ends with a H. I'm not like that. I'm more of a man. I don't really get on the internet talking crap. The only times you've really seen me talk recklessly is against Dylan White and against Jarrell Miller. But other than that, I'm an ambassador of the sport. I'm trying to be clean. I'm trying to be represent my sponsorships, represent the zone properly. So I try to stay away from the typical stereotype of a heavyweight boxer. So it's difficult, but I have it in me to fire up and talk recklessly when needed.
That was the words of Anthony Joshua in an interview with Chris Mannix a few days ago in Chris Mannix's podcast. James Weller, Boxing Source, here with another video. And as you heard from Anthony Joshua, he says that he is cut from a different cloth than Deontay Wilder, and that he wanted to make comments of the stoppage that happened in the fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder on February 22nd, but he held those comments back, and it kind of like goes into the long-standing rivalry, so to speak, between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. I've kind of discussed this a few times on this channel, that Deontay Wilder may have been jealous of Anthony Joshua, given that Anthony Joshua had come into the boxing game after Deontay Wilder did and was able to acquire superstardom quickly before Deontay Wilder was able to do so. For me, there was like one key event that did trigger that, and that is the fight between Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko, where Anthony Joshua was able to stop Vladimir Klitschko to be, at the time, the IBF and WBA heavyweight champion, and get the money that came behind that particular fight at Wembley Stadium. And with that followed, more sponsorships, more support towards Anthony Joshua, so that every fight that Anthony Joshua had after that particular point, he was going to get, a sizable amount of money for his fight purse in comparison to Deontay Wilder, who took up to March of 2018 to get more than $2 million for a fight. So with those particular comments, it goes into that long-standing rivalry that they've had against each other. We've known about the whole back and forth. We know about, Anthony Joshua kind of making the, mimic of the thing with Bomb Squad back in 2018 or whatever it was, or 2017. And, the whole thing with to this day that Anthony Joshua was talking about. We know about the offers back and forth, or the offers from one side and one offer from the other side. And then you had the thing where in May, you had Anthony Joshua saying, let's scrap all of this. Let's let bygones be bygones. Let's try to sit down and have a talk to try to make the fight happen. As a response, Deontay Wilder announces that he's fighting Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury in succession. And then after that, Anthony Joshua loses to Andy Ruiz in Madison Square Garden to lose those unified titles. And then on December 7th of last year, he gets those titles back from Andy Ruiz Jr. So now we're at this particular situation where Anthony Joshua is the two-time unified heavyweight champion, and he still has aspirations of trying to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. But in reaction to the stoppage win by Tyson Fury over Deontay Wilder, there was a lot of comments that Anthony Joshua wanted to make towards Deontay Wilder as a response to Deontay Wilder's response to Anthony Joshua losing to Andy Ruiz on June 1st, 2019 in Madison Square Garden, where he said that now you know who was ducking who in a Twitter post. But Joshua chose to hold back on those comments for the time being up until that particular point where he was talking with Chris Mannix. And then there you go. That's what you had in reference to that. That's all I got in reference to this particular topic. You could subscribe to The Boxing Source here on YouTube or catch The Boxing Source radio show live 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday nights, Blog Talk Radio. Or you could also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Anchor.fm, Spotify, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. On that note, folks, I'm out. Peace.